Man, it's early in the morning, man. I keep telling people, man, that Vlad TV, no jumper, just because a motherfucker turned their hat around back and put on glasses, don't mean they cool. When I was growing up, them is how the CI is done, man. The white boys came in the neighborhood, turned their head, turned their hat around back, and put the sunglasses on and acted like they was black. And motherfuckers sold them crack. I don't know why this younger generation is so fascinated with this internet shit to the point where they chasing clouts and end up putting in handcuffs. But they ain't the only one. Man, I watched the Vlad TV marathon. It's a fucking marathon on YouTube, man. Dude pretty much went in and want to take the credit for solving Tupac's murder. Motherfucker, you didn't solve Tupac's murder. Only thing you did was brought a whole bunch of dumb ass motherfuckers on a motherfucking bullshit ass platform and they told their stories. Cause that's all the fuck they was stories. I'm pretty sure a lot of them motherfuckers embellished a lot when it came down to it because Tupac was shot up. He wasn't shot up by 5, 6 motherfuckers. He wasn't kidnapped and killed. He was shot by one motherfucking gun, man. It's just a lot of dumb motherfuckers that want clout that take claim for any kind of part that they had in it. I never knew that this motherfucker Vlad TV man was that mother. I didn't never knew that he interviewed so many motherfuckers about Tupac. I keep telling you folks, man, him and No Jumper, Adam 22 is the worst thing that could happen to black folks, man. I keep telling motherfuckers, man, these white folks used to hate the way we dress, the way we talk. Now they mimic us, man. They mimic us. They walk around and want to be us. Wish they dick was big like us. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. You motherfuckers are watered down because y'all fall in the trend and think that you supposed to follow the white man's dream. Man, just because you go on a full platform don't mean you gonna goddamn become somebody, man. You got a better chance of getting a motherfucking camera and starting your own YouTube or your own motherfucking podcast. At least you can look over and edit what you know you shouldn't have said. Because motherfuckers get online and get hype on these motherfucking podcasts and lose their mind. And them folks start off by asking about their music and then they ask them about a motherfucking crime in their neighborhood. Ain't no way in the world that a motherfucker supposed to be going online and talking about no motherfucking case that's open. Or even the case is closed. That's why you got all these old black motherfuckers going to jail for this Tupac murder. Because they couldn't keep their motherfucking mouths shut. Every last motherfucker that's sitting in the motherfucking jail right now, Chiefy D. Should have called him Chiefy Dummy. Because that motherfucker went on a cross course. He went on a motherfucking cross country tour on every fucking podcast it was to tell this story about something that he shouldn't have talked about. A story that somebody else told him and he telling that story and now he's sitting in jail. I'm gonna keep screaming this until the motherfuckers take the breath out of my body, man. If you feel like that you hot, get online and record yourself. At least you can change and edit your own content. Don't let these motherfucking white boys like Vlad TV and all these other motherfuckers step into the black community and give them motherfuckers a black eye, man. A black fucking eye. They don't give a fuck about you, man. You think Adam 22 give a fuck about you? Man, he don't give a fuck about Whack 100, man. Dude, that's a job to him. Cause anytime you can sit back, it's just me personally, man. I know a lot of motherfuckers look at it like shit. You can't choose who you fall in love with and yada yada this and yada yada this. But ain't that white boy married to a goddamn porn star that love black dick? She love black dick. Ain't no way I could kiss a bitch in the mouth and knowing that she just had some dick in her mouth all day long. All day long. That bitch been sucking dick because that's her job. That's her job. Motherfuckers need to quit being so fascinated with what another race make them think that life is supposed to be about, man. Motherfuckers better quit chasing clout to the point where they end up in jail. Because it don't make no sense. A lot of motherfuckers go to jail because they can't shut the fuck up. Motherfuckers want to rap about crimes. Now motherfuckers want to go on podcasts and let the podcast man ask them questions that if they was in an interrogation room, they'd be asking for a lawyer. You motherfuckers need to be asking for a lawyer to go sit with you down at these motherfucking interviews with Vlad TV, so when his dumb ass asks you some questions that your stupid ass shouldn't answer, you'll know not to. Because I keep telling you, the worst motherfucker on this earth and the most dangerous person to a motherfucker is they self. They self. You can destroy yourself by opening your mouth thinking that you boasting or bragging about something that make motherfuckers either laugh or make motherfuckers be scared of you. Chiefy D was one of the motherfuckers, if you looked at him in the interviews, he always had this look on his face like he was trying to mug. But a teddy bear can't mug and look mean, man. You can't make a teddy bear look mean. And that nigga was a motherfucking teddy bear. And I guarantee you, the same, if a motherfucker on a podcast and spill their guts, man, that motherfucker been down there he been in jail for 2 days. I guarantee you, he went through fucking 5 cartons of cigarettes and 3 cases of cokes telling his story. He gonna tell on any and every motherfucker. He gonna tell on shit about the Pac murder. He gonna tell if a motherfucker stole some candy bars at the store and he was in that motherfucker. He gonna tell about you niggas out there that's gang banging and he gonna testify against you. You know what I mean? The world is getting to the point where you can't even say that young motherfuckers are the problem. Because the old motherfuckers that made the young motherfuckers is the real problem. Because they still want to think they fucking 19 and 20 years old and encourage their kids to go out there and shoot them up bang bang and do dumb shit. And get excited when a motherfucker say, man, you hear about Lil J? Yeah, Lil J, man. You know what I mean? Daddy proud the motherfucker nigga out there talking about Lil J out there swinging that pistol in the street. When he should have go out there and snatch Lil J ass up and beat him up and take his gun and tell him nigga go home. If you had more motherfucking parents that like, in the 80s and 90s, man, if a motherfucker called my mom and daddy and told them that I was down the street fighting, man, my daddy pulled up in that Eldorado, jumped out that bitch and snatched the nigga up and put me in that car and told me, man, don't be fighting in the motherfucking streets. That's what dogs do. Dogs fight in the street. Real motherfuckers fight in the ring. Get paid for that shit. You know what I mean? It's just straight chaos out here, man. I look at the internet and you can't do nothing but laugh, man. Can't do nothing but laugh. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these motherfuckers wants to be hood and not knowing the consequence that come behind being hood, man. A lot of shit come from being real hood, man. Poverty, number one. That's part of being hood. not knowing if you're gonna live in the same location when you a child. That's being hood. When your mama and your dad out there on that dope and you fending for yourself, that's part of being hood. You can't have the glory of being hood without having the struggles of being hood. I keep trying to tell people that, man. You know, every step that I've been through in my life, I learned the hard way. The hard motherfucking way. You know what I mean? My grandmama told me once upon a time, because I was one of them grandmama babies. I was one of them babies that was raised by my grandmama. Love that woman to death, Annie P. She was the best. Man, that woman there stood about 5'2", and boy, I used to think she was 6'10", because she'll smack the shit out of motherfucker again and again. You know, but she put a lot of good things in me to the point where I think about people in the world different. I give them a chance, you know what I mean, to do something without being stupid. But then I was raised by my uncle, Christopher Williams. He taught me the bad shit about the streets, man. That motherfucker there, he was the first motherfucker to introduce me to my first piece of pussy and gave my first cock. All in the same damn time. It's crazy, man. Motherfuckers don't believe the hood shit that goes on in the hood. And when I was young and I was selling dope, it was because I had to, because I wanted to eat and I wanted to survive. Motherfuckers don't believe that shit, man. I learned how to survive from junkies. Motherfuckers that was family members that was on that dope. You know what I mean? I had an auntie, man. That bitch there was out of control. That bitch there would call the dope man up, run in the house with the dope man dope, and call the police on the dope man. Dirty bitch. That bitch did that, man. This bitch been on dope all her life to the point where she got needle marks up and down her arms and legs. Mike got something in her motherfucking neck. But she was the coldest cooking motherfucker. When you were talking about cooking that dope, she was cold, man. She was cold. She knew all the tricks of the trade, man, and knew all the dope men in the city, you feel me? You know, but the bitch really didn't give a fuck about nobody but that dope. You know what I mean? I tell you this, man. If you got, I got more motherfuckers in my family, females, that's been married more than some motherfuckers in a whole family. In a whole family. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers be talking about a motherfucker body count, but they be talking about a motherfucker fucking. I'm talking about a motherfucker body count when I'm talking about a motherfucker being in the graveyard, man. I wouldn't advise a motherfucker be fucking with them hoes in my family, because them bitches knocking motherfuckers off, man. You know what I mean? Some of them motherfuckers got 2-3 bodies. For real, man. I tell a motherfucker this, man. Family ain't who you think they are until you put in a situation to where you have to fend for yourself. Because I'm going to tell you this, man. I was put in a situation where I was minding my own motherfucking business in life, man. Wasn't physically doing anything to hurt anyone. Nothing. Getting my motherfucking money. You talking about a motherfucker 16, 17 years old that been living on his own since he was like 12, 13, man.